It is February 4th, 2021. We got a fight card coming up. We got a new format, a new way we're going to do things. We're going to let you know about that. First things first, UFC Vegas 18. That's right. We had a week off. We're back. We got a heavyweight main event, and we got the big brain here with us to give us his Draftkings, his DFS, all his knowledge. Boom. It's going down tonight. How you doing, big brain?
I'm doing pretty good, feeling pretty good about the card. I did research this whole card last week, and they made like so many changes, so I had to do a lot more work this week. But yeah, really looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a really fun card back in the small cage, back in the Apex, and I feel like there's going to be a lot of finishes as well, which is fun, especially from a DraftKings standpoint. So yeah, really looking forward to get into it.
Very nice. Speaking of DraftKings, how we're going to start doing things, guys. We would normally go and do our DraftKings video Tuesday, but then we would end up talking about betting odds. MyBookie.ag, which they are a sponsor. Shout out to MyBookie.ag. If you need to book, slide over there. Use code PubSports. If you use cash, minimum $100, you get 50% buyback bonus. You use Bitcoin, you get that 100%. Like I said, minimum 100, maximum 1,000. MyBookie.ag. But normally we would go through betting odds. We would go through how we thought this happened, one blah, blah, blah. And it's only Tuesday. So that only gives us so much time to deep dive into those tape studies like we should. So and then we had Talking Hands Friday. So it's like we're double dipping, right? So what we decided to do is Thursdays is our official home. Our official time is 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We will be doing Thursdays. We'll be DraftKings, all DFS. We'll conversate with the chat. We're going to go over DraftKings like you see, boom, right there. We're going to go through each fight, break it down fantasy stats-wise. We might give you a prediction. We might give you what we're thinking at that point, but we're not talking – we might bring up odds, but not to bet them, just for an example, just for a tool, right? And then tomorrow night, Friday night, is Talking Hands. That's me, the brain, El Jefe, the president, Jeff Slaughterhouse. Shout out to your boss. All this is powered by you. All thanks to you. We got VPP, the Vice President Preston. That comes Friday. That's Talking Hands. That's where we're going to give you our best bets, our best plays, our prediction, exactly what we think is going to happen. That comes on Fridays. Boom. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Then we got Saturdays, as you know, the play-by-play, the commentary, the live betting. That goes down Saturday. So every time there's a UFC event, we're trying to structure it to where we're hitting you Thursday through Saturday. So that's how it's going down. Just wanted to let you guys know. We got a couple people in here. We appreciate y'all. We got Bang Bang. We got the VPP himself. We got Big Show. Appreciate you boys. If you're catching this, make sure you hit that like button, hit that subscribe, and let's deep dive into this DraftKings edition. First fight on the slate, we got Justin James. We got Devontae Smith. Big brain, what you think about it?
Yeah, so this fight is something I definitely want to target from a DraftKings standpoint because we know how Justin James comes out in fights. And I remember it was like a year ago where Justin James, or less than a year ago, Justin James came in against Frank Camacho, really short notice as he is here. And a lot of people were on the Camacho side, including me, because Camacho was priced at like 8,200, and James went out there and knocked him out in 20 seconds. And that's just how the guy fights. And this fight's going to be at a catch weight of 160 pounds. And that just tells you right there that he has not been training for this fight. And I heard an interview, he said he has not been training for this fight. He said he's been nursing injuries, and he's somebody that does not have cardio to begin with. So, I mean, I think he's going to come out here trying to end the fight within the first couple of minutes. If not, I think he's going to gas out. So I tend to believe that this fight's going to end in the first round. So, I mean, I want to target both sides. Devontae Smith, 9,200, I think is a fantastic play. And same thing with Justin James at 7K. If he wins, it's going to be in the first couple of minutes. So I'm going to have a lot of this fight more so leaning on the Devontae Smith side just because he's had a training camp. He's been training. He's going to be in much better shape. And Devontae Smith also has a 100% finish rate. And we have seen Justin James finish before. But I feel like somebody's going to get finished here. I feel like it's going to be in the first round. Both sides for me, but the lean is strongly on the Devontae Smith side. But James at 7,000 is not a bad pump play at all.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you. I think Smith's going to come out we saw him kind of waver against Worthy. Worthy was a training partner, is a good friend of his, so he could have not been one to pull the trigger. But as we see here, Worthy, he to bed. He 6 fantasy points. But against Ma, come out 108, and gets Julian Erosa, he scored 130. So when my man comes out, and you see all these are first round KOs. So my man comes out, he has a nice cross down the pipe. Let's go look at James, see what James has done. In James' 3 fights, Camacho scored 131, so had a nice performance, and that was on short notice, kind of what we're seeing here. We got Tucker 33 and Gabriel Benitez, the hardest kicker in the UFC, they say, 9 points. This 131 right here, you know, this is just, I think this is more Camacho not being the best. So, like, what about you?
Yeah, I mean, it was short notice. Camacho probably wasn't expecting an early onslaught like that, and he kind of just got caught. So, yeah, I mean, Camacho definitely towards the end of his career, did he retire, I think? So, I think that, yeah, he retired. So, I mean, he was.
Yeah, I think this is going to be the short notice. This is a catch. Yeah. This is a catch fight with like 160, right?
Yeah, 160. 145 too.
Exactly. It's because, you know, James is going to do what James does. He's going to come forward, throw big looping bombs, going to try to get Devontae out. Straight punches always beat big, crazy looping punches. I don't see James having the best gas tank, so he's not going to come out trying to wrestle to anything. James is going to come out throwing big bombs. Devontae is going to use his footwork, his athleticism to, you know, maybe throw a 3-2 down the pipe, catch him coming in, trying to rush in. I think he's going to drop him. I think he's going to finish him probably first round like he does. So as far as punt play, Justin James, if you are building a lineup that is kind of, you know, you're taking a chance on a couple dogs, James is not a bad one because you know he's going to come. He's going to try to get you that knockout. But Devontae Smith at, what is he, 92?
Yep.
How and you tell me how you look at things. As far as DraftKings, how I look at things, we got Devontae Smith 9,200. In my mind, boom, I need him to score at least 92 points.
Yep.
But justify playing him. So you want to go over real quick not any, I mean the new DraftKings scoring system?
Yeah, so let's just say a first round finish is 90 points right there. And I think it's very likely for either guy there. So I think either guy that wins is going to be on the optimal lineup more than likely. But the new scoring, basically, the big things you got to note, there's no more advances. They now added control time, which is 0.03 points per second, which that'll factor in with somebody we'll talk about later in the card, and like a Cody Stamann. And they added a 60-second win bonus. That means if a fighter wins within the first 60 seconds, they get a bonus there. Other than that, not many changes. The significant strikes went from 0.5 to 0.4. You now get counted for total strikes as well. So if you land a strike that's not significant, you get 0.2. So not many changes, but just something to note there.
Nice. Yeah, no, I mean, my pick Smith, and I think as of right now, this is the first fight we're breaking down, and I haven't looked at any DraftKings salaries or nothing, so I'm right there with anybody that is watching along with us as well. So I know Brady studied these upside down and inside out. But so, yeah, the play is Devontae Smith. A couple other people popping in the chat. Appreciate you, boys. We got Danny Seho. Shout out to Danny. Has a birthday coming up, I believe. It is Saturday, I do believe.
I think it's Sunday.
What's that?
I think it's Sunday.
Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday. Celebrating. That's not a bad birthday party, Danny. Say ho, shout out to you, brother. We got El Jefe in the building. What up, brother? We got Alex Ramirez, the general, BSP, MMA Genie Junior, the kid. What up, brother? Aldo Estrada. I don't think Camacho retired. He's just injured, he said. Shout out to you, Aldo. Jeannie says he got multiple of his brothers fighting this weekend. James, Diego, Martin Day. Oh, Jeannie has those connections. So shout out to the chat. If y'all could take the time, hit the like button, hit the share button, and let's get on to this next fight. Next up, we got O'Day Osbourne coming in. Is that Jerome Rivera?
Yep, Jerome Rivera.
Versus Jerome Rivera. What you think about it, Brain?
Yeah, so right off the bat, just looking at the salaries of the two, I'm very intrigued. O'Day Osbourne's a -220 favorite, sitting at 7,800. And I mean, I like him a lot. I'm kind of confused why the line actually isn't a little bit wider. I mean, we just saw Jerome Rivera against the brother of Davison Figueiredo. I mean, he had nothing. I mean, his striking's not great.
That's why I was like, Jerome.
Yeah, I mean, his wrestling is non-existent. I think he's like 0 for 10 and for takedowns so far in the UFC, and he's just not that great of a fighter. Ode Osbourne has some upside, has a big reach, has some decent striking, really good off his back as well. I just struggle to see a path to victory for Jerome Rivera here outside of maybe finding a submission, but even then, like, how does he get it to the mat? So for me, it's Ode all day. I think the line should be wider than minus 220, honestly. And at 7,800, you're going to give me a guy with some good finishing ability. I think he has like an 80% finish rate. Jerome Rivera has been knocked out before. So, yeah, give me Ode Osbourne all day here at 7,800. I do think he's going to be popular because he is the favorite at that price, but it's really hard to ignore the upside in the price for Ode Osbourne here.
So before I give my, what I'm thinking is, I mean, you're the DraftKings guru around these parts, brother. You want to explain to me, was this originally like this? I mean, 7,800 and then Jerome is 7,500. Something had to mess up there. Is this?
Yeah. So this was a short notice replacement. Ode was supposed to fight Dennis Bonder, and I don't know. I guess they thought that the lines would be a lot closer than they did because Ode's minus 220. So I think DraftKings made a pretty big mistake here.
Yeah, that is a boo-boo. That would you say a lot of the sharps are going to be on Ode for any reason for that alone? Like he's a minus 200 something, and you're getting him at 7,800. That's going to save you some salary. But what you got to deal with is you got to deal with the big pool of people playing him, right?
Yeah, very true. He's going to be high owned because usually when we get an underdog that's a favorite on the line, you're going to get a lot of people on him. And I mean, for a good reason, but yeah, he is going to be really high owned.
There you go. So that can go one of two ways. One, he wins, and then it's a great score and a big group of people. A lot of people tie if he's on the optimal. If he loses and the bed, which he could, then the people that are on Rivera are going to be sitting pretty if he gets some kind of, stoppage or something like that. So my breakdowns, I mean, right there with you. Rivera, let's go look at Rivera, 7,500. He came in, faced baby Figueiredo, and 0 takedowns, 31 significant strikes. And let's see. Hey, what is CT?
Control time.
Okay, control time. He did have a minute of control time, but he only scored 30 fantasy points. 30 fantasy points, and he came in. He was 7,700 on that. When he faced Nam, he scored 12 fantasy points. So, and that was a second round TKO. So I'm right there with you. He's nothing special at all. At least Ode has flashes of not greatness, but at athleticism. He strikes at a fluid motion. It looks like he can knock people out. You know what I'm saying? Right here, Kelleher did catch him in that sub first round, but Kelleher, this is what Kelleher does. That's like special. That's his finishing move. You know what I'm saying? So I'm willing to, I would be willing to probably put Ode and just go with the field and take a chance. And because I think Ode's probably going to fuck this dude up. So
I agree.
All right, let's check this chat real quick. We got 23 people. We appreciate each and every one of y'all. Take the time, hit that like button for your boys. So let's go through here, see if we got anybody new. We got Curry Ninja MMA. He says, Ode Osbourne seems like he'll get the win. Shout out to you, Curry Ninja MMA. Check him out on YouTube. Type in that right there, Curry Ninja MMA. He's breakdown. He's over there in Japan, the land of the rising sun. So shout out to you, Curry. Hope you're doing good, brother. Hope you're doing good. And of course, we got the general. Jeannie says he's breaking a little news, maybe. He says Cerrone and Sanchez possibly in the works. So shout out to you, Jeannie. Let's get on to this next fight. Next up, we got Jocelyn Edwards. We got Carol Rosa. What you think about it, Brain?
Yeah, definitely a fight I want to target. Hopefully it doesn't go too highly owned because taking a look at the stats of Carol Rosa, she's been fantastic. I want to say she's averaged about 110 throughout her first 2 UFC fights. It's just because of the amount of volume she throws. She lands just below 10 significant strikes per minute. And she's a really good striker as well. So the thing with Jocelyn Edwards, she's coming in here on very short notice, which I don't really like, because in her last fight against Wu Yanan, she slowed down in that third round. And going back and watching tape on Edwards, I did see her taken down like 10 times against Sarah Alpar, somebody that just recently got in the UFC. She was taken down, controlled a lot. And Carol Rosa, believe it or not, she's a black belt in BJJ. I don't know if it's a legit black belt, but she's a black belt nonetheless. She did show that she can go out there and get takedowns in her last fight against Vanessa Mello. I like Rosa a lot in this spot at 8,700 just because of the volume. I think the takedowns will be there if she wants them. And just something I really want to target. I think it's going to be a fast-paced fight, especially in that small cage, and we can't deny how much volume Rosa throws. On the flip side, I think Edwards at 7,500 is actually not bad. She's going to be throwing a lot of volume as well. She's very dangerous. She's finished the majority of her fights, but really leaning towards the Rosa side. But this is definitely a fight I want to target. Hopefully it's not overly owned. Hopefully people kind of underlook them because it's kind of women's MMA here, but I do think it's something I want a lot of.
I'm right. Hey, I'm telling you right now, dog. I'm telling you right now. I'm locking Rosa in at 8,700, bro. What did I say that I look for right off the bat? 8,700, 87 points, right? That's what I look at. Let me go look at her 2 fights, all right? Mello, which is a can, got it. Get it, got it good. Procopio, which we'll talk about in a minute. Get it, got it good, got it. But let's check those fantasy points, just like you said, averaging 110. She scored 110 against Mello. She scored 112 against Procopio. And let's be real, Mello, she did fight Cheesecake, but Mello didn't look that bad against Cheesecake. So I think, and let's take a look at these: 120 significant strikes, 171 significant strikes, and that's in 3 rounds. We're not talking 5 rounds. We're talking 3 rounds. We're talking, is she the Max Holloway of the 135-pound division? So I don't know. She comes and look at this. This is another thing that this control time. This is either she gets a takedown and she gets that control time, or she uses the dunk and them thick thighs. She's thick with 2 C's and holds girls up against the cage. So that's what I'm seeing there. And then over here on Edwards came in against Yanan. Yanan, she kind of likes to do the same stuff as hold girls up against the cage, try to be strong, but she's not as thick as Rosa. So she came in, 3-round decision, 88 significant strikes, and scored 77 points. What makes Jocelyn, I think, dangerous and definitely playable at 7,500, especially for a pump play, or like I would say in GPP. Jocelyn in GPP, not really cash, but GPP, because in women's MMA, that arm bar from guard is live, brother. Yep. It's live. So I say all that to say 8,700, Arrow Rosa. I'm locking her in. I think she's going to come forward. A couple other reasons. Rosa walks forward and throws volume constantly. We just looked at the numbers. She can get takedowns. She can use her base and hold girls up against the cage for that control time. We're talking 3 rounds. Jocelyn, she does throw up volume, but there's a lot of lull time that she'll sit back and watch her work. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think against Rosa is going to allow that. Rosa's going to throw them leg kicks, walk forward, try to get the takedown. Edwards, she's good in her guard. So I could see her kind of going to the ground willingly, especially if she lost the first round and she knows she's got to get a win. And then at that point, you won't be able to fit a grease BB up your boy's butthole, because that arm bar from guard is always live. But me right now, Rose is definitely the pick, and I would lock her in on my card. And Brady is the expert here, and I'm not going to lock in 6 plays, but I'm going to, if I feel confident enough, me personally, I might give y'all 2 to 3 confident plays. And Brady, if Brady wants to do that, then I can go 3 confident plays, and Brady can go give you 3 confident plays, or 2. No, we'll give you 2 confident plays because we ain't trying to get too crazy with you motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? Y'all got to do some work. You know what I mean? But so that's that. You like that, Danny? Say hell, thick with 2 C's. That's how we do it. We got Cameron Schmurda in the building. What's up, boys? Just stopping by to show my support. Let's go, Drago. We see Cameron. He is on Drago. So we got BSP. P is a winner and loser. Go home match. Let's say we got A Loomis in the building. Smack by the Mac. You guys go over there, check out Smack by the Mac on YouTube. He's got some good content. Was watching you boys the other night. So shout out to you. Smith's MMA betting. Let's fucking go. Like and listening, my brother. Boom. So let's get on to this next one. Brady, so between those first two or three, whatever we just did, are any of those locks in? Would you lock them in a contest?
Yeah, I'm gonna have Devontae Smith.
Okay, you lock in Devontae,
and then Rosa as well. So I like those three a lot.
Okay. We know we won't be able to probably fit everyone, but we're locking definitely those two in. So we're gonna give you two apiece. So those are half of our locks right there. We might need to slow it down a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yep.
No, I'm playing. Let's get on to this next one. Hope you boys are doing super fabulous out there. Next up, we got Youseff Zalal. We got, let's see, SeugWoo Choi. Big brain. What you think about this one, bro?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about this too much because I don't really have all that much interest in it from a DraftKings standpoint. Definitely not playing Zalal at 9,100. You got guys around there like Devontae Smith, Cody Stamann, who we'll talk about, Mike Rodriguez, guys like that around his range. He's just not a finisher, no finishes in the UFC. And I actually wouldn't be shocked if he lost this fight as well. SeugWoo Choi is going to be the much bigger fighter. And I kind of, if I was to play anybody in this fight, it would really be the SeugWoo Choi side at 7,100. Looking back at Zalal's career, what I don't like is he was able to take down Austin Lingo, somebody with no takedown defense. He was able to take down slippery Pete Barrett, somebody with no takedown defense. Woo! And the Jordan Griffin fight was something that kind of worried me because Jordan Griffin has like a 55, 60% takedown defense, and he couldn't take down Jordan Griffin. And SeugWoo Choi is getting taken down, but he's getting taken down by Movsar Evloev. He's getting taken down by Gavin Tucker. Okay. And he was training for Colin Anglin as well, who's a really, really good wrestler. So he's going to be expecting those takedowns, something he's been training for. And it's taking a look at Choi's Instagram. This dude is jacked to the max. So if anything, I'm playing the Choi side at 7,100. I don't see a finish either side, so probably a fight to stay away from. But if I was forced to play anything, it's definitely the 71 of Choi.
Damn, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really done my tape study on this one. I know how Zalal fights. I know how Choi's built. He's real long, lanky, big dude. Just refresh my memory real quick. Is Choi coming in? Is he standing up? Is he throwing piston crosses down? Or is he coming in? I know there's not a whole lot of Chinese, Asian wrestlers grappling. Is Choi going to give us any grappling at all, or is it strictly stand up?
Yeah, strictly stand up from him. But he has shown some good glimpses on the mat. But it's hard to look good on the mat against Gavin Tucker, a black belt, and Movsar Evloev. We all know how good he is. So,
okay, yeah. So no, right now this is going to be a pass for me too. If I'm rocking a side, man, I would go with Choi as a dog here. Zalal kind of disappointed me the past couple times, and at 9,100, I see it going to a decision, and I do not see him paying his price off. We'll go through this stuff real quick. His last four fights, 32, 95, 69, and 88. Lingo, Griffin, Barrett, and Topuria. So, he looks like he has all the skills, but he doesn't seem to put them together. We got Mokhtarian, which is a punching bag. He scored 103 and then 24 and 24. So, right now I'm going to go with Choi as an underdog play, and if I might use him as a punt. So let's see. Let's get on to this next one. Is this the people's main event, Brady?
Oh yeah, definitely.
We got Meatball coming in facing Procopio. What you think about this one, Brain?
Dog or pass again. Procopio is somebody that landed a ton of significant strikes against Carol Rosa, and in that fight, she averaged 11 significant strikes landed per minute against Rosa, and she has good volume, and she's not even a striker. She's a grappler. She's a black belt in BJJ, but she was not able to get it to the mat in that Rosa fight. And it just doesn't look like she has the wrestling to really take it down. Molly McCann is somebody that has some problems on the mat, but has been implementing some wrestling in her past couple of fights. And I don't know. I think Procopio's really, really live here because if it does hit the mat, she has a black belt. We've seen Molly McCann submitted before. And on the feet, I actually think it's going to be very close. Molly McCann's extremely hittable. She let Priscilla catch a beating, land over 100 significant strikes on her. And Priscilla catch a beating, almost finished that fight with the doctor's stoppage. I remember the doctor came in, almost stopped the fight because Molly's eye puffed up. So I think Procopio is really alive. I think she has a massive advantage on the mat if it does hit there. Or on the feet, I think it's going to be very, very close. So 7,700 for Procopio is not a bad look. But, really find it hard to play Molly McCann at 8,500. I kind of think she's overrated going back in her career and looking at the fighters she's beat, like Belbita, Priscilla catch a beating, just fighters like that. Just not impressive to me. And when she fights anybody halfway relevant, she loses, like the Santos fight was not a good look. So, yeah, I'm going to take Procopio as a dog here. Not so much interest in this fight from a DraftKings perspective, though.
Yeah, I was sitting here looking at some stats. McCann, man, she knows how to shit in your apple pie or at least make you really, really nervous. We take a look at her fight. Santos really the bed, 25 points on that. Belbita scored 109, Lipsky 85, and catch a beating 91. Now, those 3 wins were impressive, but all of them were pretty close. Let's see, significant strikes, 113, 108, 107. Got 5 takedowns, 2 takedowns, 2 takedowns. When she goes for those takedowns, I feel a lot better about it. But we see here in the Santos fight, she didn't get any takedowns, 48 significant strikes. And then we come over here. All right, so let's remember this right here, boys. This is a pretty good I can't think of the word I'm looking for, pool of stats for us to look at here. So let's go look over here. Boom. We got Procopio, 1 fight. Rosa, which is a beast. She throws volume. My girl right here threw 165 significant strikes. Those aren't total strikes.
That's crazy.
That's significant strikes.
And she's not even a striker either.
Exactly. So what that tells me is this is probably going to go to a decision. And if Molly McCann does anything good, she blocks punches with her face. She swells up a lot. She bruises like a peach. She bleeds. She's got a lot of scar tissue. Unless Molly McCann changes her fight IQ and comes out and wrestles and gets those 5 or 6 takedowns and then cannot get armbarred from guard, then I think Procopio is not a bad play if on DraftKings and even just as a straight up pick, because one, Molly McCann can shit in your apple pie so fast, bro. Yes. And this 165 significant strikes, and it would be different, bro, if it was 165 against catch a beating. That's one thing. But Rhodes is good. Yep. So 165, my pick is Procopio, and I'm not locking her in on here or anything, but I might have a play of Procopio on DraftKings just because of the fact of that volume. And you said she was a brown belt, a black belt?
Black belt, yeah.
Yeah, so she has that chance if Molly comes in, takes her down. Molly doesn't play the smartest game plan a lot of the times, can get armbarred. The pick for me is Procopio. Let's go to the chat real quick, show some love. We got Millie Mills in the building. He says, squad up. Shout out to you, brother. Check him out. Let's see. We got Nikki out here in these streets. Big Nikki out here. Shout out to you, Loomis. We got Brisbane. Oh, my God. The background is fire. I think that's all Big Show right there. Shout out to your show out there on them graphics. Shout out to you. If you need some graphics, if you're in the social media game, if you're in the streaming game, you need some graphics, go over there and holler at Big Show. He ain't going to just make them for you. He'll charge them. Yeah, he'll charge you for them. Yeah. But he's not going to charge you an arm and a leg. He's a good guy. Go over there and holler at him. We got Goop Ty. He said, hey, guys, good morning from India. We get love from India. That's dope. Shout out to you, Goop Ty. If you could, guys, hit that share link. Go over there, share that to your social medias, to your Twitters, to your Facebooks. Copy that. Send it to any friends in your text messages. It would be appreciated. And Big Show said it was not me. Okay, well, Maybe it was Jose. Maybe it was Victor. Shout out to the boys, whoever made that. That's good look. I like it. I saw it and I said, I like it. I like it. Nice. Millie said he locked her in at 125. So shout out to it. Well, let's see this. What let me say on the feet. Choi is a bronze medalist. This is going to be a good fight. Okay, Loomis. I like that. I like that. All right. Yeah, hey, like the video too, boys. Like the video. Next up, we got a short notice fight. We got Martin Day coming in facing Timur Valiev. Brain, what you think about it?
Yeah, Valiev, I think, is a really safe play here. I want to say he's like a minus 400 or something favorite.
Yeah, we don't have to talk a lot on this one.
Yeah, I mean, he should definitely win here. It's just, can he pay off that 9,300 price tag? I mean, I think he could because he does throw a lot of volume. Decent finisher. We have seen Day finished in 2 out of his 3 losses and got knocked out by one Davy Grant, which is embarrassing. So, yeah, I mean, Valiev, I think he's safe. Definitely somebody I'd play in my cash games, but just if he does not get that finish, I really question the upside. But I don't know, I think he could finish Day, so I will have some Valiev. I think he's a really good play there in 9,300. As for Day, probably not going to get there. He's 0-3 in the UFC, not all that impressive. I think Valiev is the much more talented fighter. It's probably not even close. And factoring Day coming in on short notice as well, just not a good look. So give me Valiev here, 9,300. Don't hate it.
Nice. So I just noticed something. Let's see. This is Draftkings itself. Shout out to Marcel Dorf. My man is everywhere in these streets. You see him on Twitter dropping knowledge over there from across the pond. I know he probably won't see this, but that's pretty dope. We've conversated some. Shout out to you, Marcel. So this is Valiev came out, whooped that butt, didn't he? First round, came out second round and got beat. Isn't that how that fight went?
Yeah, exactly.
Jones, pretty much, basically. So if you go watch tape on Valiev. Valiev can come out. He can kind of beat you everywhere. He has takedowns. He has striking. He has leg kicks, which we all know those leg kicks come into factor these days. And he has some submission. He can take you back. He can choke you out type stuff, right? So then I'm looking here, and I'm like, okay, John, oh, dang, like that is bad because I don't think was that Trevin Jones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think Trevin Jones is that good. I think he gassed out probably, so that is kind of a worry. But Martin Day, and he's a nice guy. I've interacted with him on Twitter too. Super nice guy. And I heard this I like to give credit where credit is due. I'm not somebody that likes to recycle stuff and then act like I'm the one that said it or noticed it or came up with it. Shout out to the Dogger Pass podcast, Paul Shag, and Mr. Safety, Cody Saff was watching it, and I heard him say this, and this is a key sign to me. Martin Day he has a loss by sub, he has a loss by KO, and he has a loss by decision. My man has 3 fights in the UFC and has lost every single way that he can lose. So that means, yes, he is a Taekwondo fighter, throws a lot of spinning attacks, but he doesn't, he's got to like connect, pinpoint to knock you out because he's not just throwing heat. So he can, with him losing every which way, I could probably see Valiev coming in, throwing some leg kicks, closing the gap, and taking him down and getting a sub. So with that, and he is what, 92?
93, yeah.
93? Ooh, I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's tough. I think he's safe, but I don't know.
Yeah, I think he gets the win, but I don't know if he covers that 93. Do you?
I think he could. I mean, I'd rather play like a
How do you think he wins? If you say it in your big brain, as I know, like you talk about this whenever the brain, whenever he gets, he's feeling real stress, he does 2 things. First thing he does is when he's suffering from stress, anxiety, and joint pain, he likes to visit Natural Heights at 1880 Nacogdoches Road in San Antonio, or he just calls them 210-592-1060. Or he likes to do yoga, and he'll go deep dive into some yoga, and he'll mentally think, how would this fight go? All right. So when you do your mental, after you take your herbal meds and you sit back, how do you see this fight going?
I think it's really exciting. I think it's really fast paced. If it does go decision, I don't see him paying up to 9,300, but I could see Valiev finishing him. So if I had to play it out, I'd say it's very fast paced, and Valiev ends up, I want to say knocking him out, maybe hurting him or submitting him on the mat, something like that.
Very nice. Y'all like how I bring it out of him. I bring it out. He tries not to give it to me, and I just bring it out of him. He bring that genius out of him. Beautiful, beautiful breakdown. We got BSP says what him. Just my 2 cents. Shout out to Just My 2 Cents. You boys can find him over there on YouTube at Just My 2 Cents. Shout out to you, bro. I saw you were streaming earlier. I didn't get to see it. I'm gonna go back and catch the replay. Billy Brisbane. Shout out to young Billy. He says, "Is Valiev a cash lock? $16 on FanDuel. What you think, Brain?"
Yeah, I have Valiev in my cash lineup for sure.
Very nice. He says, Big Mo and Brady the Brain dropping DFS knowledge. That's right, brother. Shout out to 2 cents. And then I see you over here dropping that dollar. Don't know. Just My 2 cents. Shout out to your brother. If you want to be like Just My 2 cents, down there by the chat, you see a dollar sign to the left or right. You can hit that. That's super chat. $1.99 to whatever is all appreciated. It all goes back to PSR. And on that note, make sure you hit that like button. That's how YouTube knows you enjoy what we got going here. So shout out to you. Let's see. You get a little ahead of us, Aldo Estrada. So let's get on to this next one. Next up, we got, is this Julian Marquez?
It is
Danilo Marquez. Danilo Marquez coming in facing Slow Mike Rodriguez. What you think about this one, Brain?
Yeah, I like Mike Rodriguez a lot in this fight. I like him at 9,000. Marquez is somebody who he has to be like one of the worst, if not the worst, UFC fighter on the roster. This guy has no striking. This guy has no wrestling. This guy has no cardio. He has nothing. I mean, he's a good grappler, but didn't even look impressive when he got Khadis Ibrahimov down in his last fight. And Khadis was somebody that was like 0-3 in the UFC, currently not fighting in the UFC anymore. So Mike Rodriguez, the one way to beat him is taking him down and working that ground game. We've seen him taken down by John Alon a couple times. We've seen him taken down by Ed Herman, got submitted by Ed Herman in his last fight. But Mike Rodriguez, he's like on a whole other level than this guy. I do think he's probably going to finish him early. Marquez has been knocked out before, and he's just not impressive whatsoever. So Mike Rodriguez definitely should win this fight. If he cannot win this fight against Marquez, I mean, it's going to become embarrassing because I think Mike Rodriguez is so much better, and the ceiling is 20 times higher than this guy Marquez. He's already 35 years old and just not impressive to me. So Mike Rodriguez, 9,000. Give me that all day. I think there's a ton of upside. I think there's first round upside. As for Marquez, I mean, maybe, but I don't like the guy.
Yeah, I'll have to go back and watch some tape on Marquez. I can't remember quite off the top of the dome. Who did he fight? He fought
in his last fight.
Oh gosh, Keaton. Maybe the worst fighter in the UFC. And he's 70 points against him. 16 significant strikes. He had 7 minutes of control time. Slow Mike comes in. And I was just sitting there looking at this. Really, okay, so yeah, that right there is not too good looking. But Young, I mean, dude's not bad. Dude's a big dude. Swings hard. Nice technical striking. Pragnell just came out and beat – who'd he beat?
Roundtree.
Boom. Yeah. He came out and beat Roundtree. He scored 109 against Pragnell. And this one right here, this is that controversial Ed Herman pussy fight right here. This should be a W right here. This should be, what, a second-round finish?
Second round, yep.
Yeah, so he beat Ed Herman. Yeah, I mean, I'm going Slow Mike too. I think that he can get the job done anywhere, whether he knocks this guy down, subs him, or he just straight up finishes him. So the pick for me is Slow Mike. And at 9,000, what do you think about the prices? Are any of these guys a must? I mean, we know Marquez isn't, but is Slow Mike a must? Is this Marquez guy so horrible that we're going to get that?
I think I'm going to have a ton of Mike Rodriguez, 9,000. The dude has a 100% finish rate, and I just think he's on another level. So, yeah, I'm going to have a ton of Mike Rodriguez.
Nice. And I just got an alert from ESPN. Donald Cowboy Cerrone and Diego Sanchez verbally agreed to fight May 8th at welterweight. We'll lock in Cowboy, boys.
Cowboy minus 500.
Yep. Lock them in. As soon as it pops up on your books, lock them in. Yeah, no, I'm going I mean, Clear. Slow Mike in the building. So is Slow Mike a lock over here for you? Is he your second lock?
We'll come back to that. It's close. There's a lot of plays I like in the 9K range. He's one of them, though.
Nice. All right, next up, boys, we got Clay the Carpenter Guida. Oh, before we dive into, I said dive. Before we dive dick first into this, what the hell? Man, hold on. I got to fucking reset on that one. That ain't make no fucking sense. Before we dive into this one, hey, guys, welcome to the fucking Sausage Fest. All right. Had to fucking cleanse the palate on that one. All right, so let's just make sure we ain't got nobody over here. Yeah, Aldo says, can't trust Rodriguez. You're right. They don't call him Slow Mike for nothing. Billy Brisbane. Aldo in the cash play. We got Bloodthirsty says, sub Mo Brady. What's up, brother? Slaughter says, shout out 2 cents. Thank you, big dog. Well, that's right, brother. Shout out to the boys. Let's get on to this next one. We got Mike, which I heard his nickname is not the Menace anymore. Yeah. Michael Johnson coming in facing Clay Guida. What you think about it, Brain?
Yeah, I mean, Michael Johnson, you can't trust the guy. 800, you can't trust the guy. Could he finish Clay Guida? I don't know. I mean, Guida's pretty durable. He's been knocked down only once in 55 fights. So, yeah, probably fading Michael Johnson. And honestly, the dude might even lose. Clay Guida has a path to victory, and that's controlling him up against the cage, possibly taking him down. The only problem is Guida is like 39 years old and completely washed at this point. But, again, you can't trust Michael Johnson. He absolutely should win this fight. But will he win this fight? I don't know. I think he was won like 2 fights in his last like 10 or 11 fights. So I don't know. If anything, I guess Guida, but even then, not all that interested in that even. So this is a fight I'm going to be really low owned on as a whole. But if I had to pick one to play on DraftKings, I'll take that salary savings for Guida to hopefully, I guess, get takedowns. But from an outright pick, I'd probably pick Johnson hesitantly.
Yeah, I'm right there with you as far as, man, Michael Johnson sure knows how to give fights away, man.
Yeah.
Thiago Moises came out, was winning the first round, looking beautiful. Probably had like 27 strikes in the first round. Come out immediately in the second round, and he gets caught up in that. Was it an ankle lock? Some kind of foot lock or knee lock or something. Boom. Stevie Ray lost the decision. Emmett was looking good till he wasn't, and you just keep going through here, and. He'll have a decent performance and then just shit the bed. Boom. I think that with him getting older, that we're going to keep seeing more of these L's and keep seeing people like this type of fighter beat him. Because how does Michael Johnson beat people? He beats people by knocking them out. He finished Poirier, which we know how Poirier is doing right now. He's one of the few people that he didn't rock Khabib, but he got Khabib's attention. He rocked Gaethje. So he has that one-shot power that he can hit you. But how Clay Guida fights now, he has a lot of head movement. He can come in. He can get takedowns versus Bobby Green. Clay Guida came out and got 3 takedowns. It was a loss, but he got 3 takedowns, you know what I'm saying? 5 minutes of control time. I think that if Clay Guida can survive that first round, then Clay Guida is going to use that cage control time, use his footwork to find a greasy decision win and probably score something like 80 points.
Yeah, I mean, I will say this, like Johnson's takedown defense initially is very, very good. But once somebody gets that takedown, he quits. He quits mentally. The round's over. He gets submitted or he loses the whole round. So honestly, I only think it takes 1 takedown for Guida to maybe find a submission or just ride out that round. So I don't know. It's a tough fight. I think Guida at 7,400 is something to look at, though.
Yeah, definitely for sure. He's not just a lock for me, but I will definitely probably, if I'm playing, I don't think Johnson pays off that 8,800, and I think Clay Guida has a chance of picking up a decision. Will that put you in the optimal? I don't know, but I can see him definitely exceeding the 74 points needed. So let's get on to this next one. Next up, we got Diego Ferreira versus Beneil Dariush. Dariush. I love saying Dariush. What you think about this one, Brain?
Yeah, hardest fight to call on the card, at least for me. I'm really struggling with this one because I like both guys a lot. Both guys are on. I want to say Ferreira's on a 6-fight winning streak or 7-fight. I want to say Dariush is on like a 5-fight winning streak because it looked fantastic. These guys have fought before, obviously in 2014. Dariush got the better of the fighters there, and he got the win. I don't know. This is a tough one. I'm flipping back and forth on it. I do know that I probably want to play this on DraftKings when both guys are winning. They're scoring really well in the wins. It's just hard for me to pick a winner. So for right now, I'm probably going to split my ownership right down the middle, maybe a little bit more Dariush for the salary savings. From an outright pick, I guess I'm leaning Ferreira slightly because he's going to have probably the cardio advantage, the volume advantage, and the durability advantage. But it's really hard to count out Dariush with how good he's been looking. So I don't know. On DraftKings, I'm probably going to split it right down the middle. I think it has upside to score well. But from a standpoint to pick a winner, I'm really struggling here.
Yes, as we're talking about DraftKings and not just straight up who's going to win, who's going to lose tonight, I'm right there with you as far as split down 50-50. There's people like you that play an abundance amount of lineups, and there's people that play like one lineup, one strong lineup, and they go. And then there's people that do the in-between, and I'm kind of more the in-between. I'll play like one $5 entry and then maybe like one $10 single entry, or sometimes I'll do like one, $12 single entry and then do like, 5 or 6 of the single dollar entries. And if I was to do something like that, this is like a 50-50 because it could go either way. But I'm kind of leaning more towards Benny for the salary savings, like you said. What is it, 8,000 and 8,200? Is that what it is?
Yeah.
It's just right there. But I don't see Ferreira being able to take down Dariush and sub him. But I could see Benny throwing a big overhand and catching Ferreira and not really finishing Ferreira, but winning 2 of the 3 rounds. I just like Benny, man. We look right here.
Yeah.
And let's see. What I see? Yeah, 118 against Holtzman. Holtzman's a beast. 99 close. Close is a beast. 107 Camacho, he's a can. 106 against Dober. Dober's a beast. Yeah. 106 against Moises. Moises, he's super dangerous far as submission. So if Moises isn't subbing Benny, I don't really see Diego, even though Diego's like a 3rd-degree black belt, it can happen. But 131 against Vic, which he just retired. But he shows that he can put it up. He can win in different ways. He can knock people out. He can sub them, and he can win by decision, kind of the triple threat. And Diego, to me, I haven't really watched a lot of tape on him, like with this coming up fight. I've watched every single one of his fights. Okay, that's what I was looking at. He's kind of more of a low volume striker, isn't he? Normally, like this 109 is kind of out of the ordinary, isn't it?
I mean, typically, like he averages 5.07. Beneil averages 3.98. So kind of like mid-range.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, so like I'm just sitting here looking at his pool of fights and his significant strikes. 25, 109, 83, 54, 29, 65. Like the only one that's really up there is 109. And then the closest was against, I don't know, who is this?
I can't see it. I'm too far away.
I don't know who that is. But 83. So I just see him more of a slow plot and coming forward through 2-punch combos. He's southpaw, so 2-punch combos, a lot of straights, and he does a lot of reaching straights. I think he's going to give Benny a lot of opportunities to score here and pick up probably a decision win. We'll talk more about that tomorrow exclusively on Talking Hands. That's 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you come over there with me, the big brain, Jeff Slaughterhouse, the El Jefe, and the VPP as we break down this card. Betting style from mybookie.ag. That's right, mybookie.ag. Let's go over here to the chat real quick. Let's see who we got rocking with. We got 35 people in here. We appreciate y'all for rocking with us on this Thursday night. If you enjoy it, make sure you hit that like button. It's just a half a second for you, but it helps us a lot. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. We got NJ81 says Dariush looked way too quick for him in the first fight, and I don't think you could improve that much on speed. That's right. Dariush does have a win over him.
Yeah.
BSP going for Catfish. That was talking about BSP. You can find BSP on twitch.tv/Pub Sports Radio, all one word. My man he went fishing earlier. You can catch the replay now. Slide over there, hit the follow button, show him some support. Jacksonville Zoe, shout out to you, brother. We got Cardone in the building. What up, Cardone out here in the streets. Let's see. That's 81. We ain't trying to leave nobody hanging. Ron Burgundy says, fight, don't go. What is he saying? Fight, don't go to decision?
Maybe he means fight goes to decision.
Yeah, there you go. He just left a letter out. So, let's get on to this next one, boys. Let's get on to this next one. And if you need a book, slide over there to mybookie.ag. Use code PUBSPORTS. Save you some money. We got Askar squared. Askar coming in late notice versus Cody Stamann. What you think about this one, Brain?
Yep, so this is what I was talking about earlier with that new control time thing. You get 0.03 seconds. I think if anybody's to benefit from this, it's going to be the Cody Stamann side. I actually like him. I think he's I want to say like minus 500. I think he's the biggest favorite on the entire card. So I do think he's safe. I think he's a good cash play, and I think he has tournament upside as well with that control time, multiple takedown upside. Askar coming in here on really short notice. I can see multiple takedowns, tons of control time. He's not a finisher whatsoever, but I mean, he's probably going to win a decision here. So I like him. I think he has some good upside here with that control time and takedowns.
Nice. From the tape that you've seen of Askar square, what'd you think about him?
I think he's a good striker. His takedown defense looks all right. He can get wild at times. I saw him get knocked out like 2 fights ago. I'm not going to have to worry about that here, but I mean, Stamann's legit. Stamann's wrestling is legit. I like the guy a lot. He's really good. And if Askar had a little bit more time to prepare, I'd still probably go with Stamann. I wouldn't say Stamann would be like minus 500, but coming in on short notice against a guy like Stamann, a guy that can wrestle like Stamann, especially in a small cage, I just feel like Askar is not going to be able to implement his game plan, which that would be to strike with him, probably knock him out. I think that's his path to victory. But Cody Stamann, I don't think he's ever been knocked out anyway.
Nice. Yeah, not a lot of here for me to say either. I like Cody Stamann. I think he's going to come in. I think he's going to get a decision. We'll talk about how you can get him at a cheaper price tomorrow, because I think he's definitely going to win a decision. But with that control time, I like what you were saying right there. The pick is Cody Stamann. Next up, we got, so is Stamann a lock for you think?
I don't know, man. It's close between Stamann, Mike Rodriguez, and Timur Valiev. I'd say I wouldn't say a lock, but I like him a ton. I'll say that.
I like what you said right there. You just gave them 3 on top of another one. So really they have 4 now.
Yeah.
So, there you go. Next up. So I've heard this guy's name pronounced every single way from Cape, Capey, Cop, Cape. I mean, so what? How you say this motherfucker's name, Brady?
I'm going with Cape, and I'm sticking with it.
All right, hey, you can't tell him any other way. It's Cape. We got Beneil Cape coming in, facing Alexander Pantoja. What you think about it, Brain?
Yeah, this is probably like legit fight of the night. 2 guys that are absolute killers. Beneil Cape making his UFC debut, kind of a tough task against Alexander Pantoja, somebody that's beat Brandon Moreno twice, somebody that's fought a close fight with Davidson Figueiredo. And just for me watching the tape, I think Pantoja has an absolute clear path to victory, and that is to get this fight down to the mat. Cape has lost 4 times, 3 of them being by decision, 1 by submission. And what I noticed in all of those losses is he has some trouble on the mat. He has trouble getting up. He gets taken down. He gets controlled. I've seen him submitted before as well. And as we know, Pantoja is a legit grappler, a legit black belt. So if Pantoja wants to win this fight, I mean, take this fight down to the mat. It's just the problem is he only averages a takedown per 50 minutes. He wants to stand there and bang, and he very well could. If he does that, I feel like this fight's going to be close. But if he wants to win this fight, I mean, take the fight down to the mat. He probably gets a sub here. So I like Pantoja a lot at 8,300. But I will have some Cape as well, because Pantoja, if he does want to stand and bang, Cape is an absolute killer, 93% finish rate, coming off of 3 knockout wins in a row. But the big thing here for me is how durable Pantoja is. Did not get finished by Deiveson Figueiredo and has never been finished in 27 fights, has lost all of his fights by decision. And I think if Cape wins, it's got to be a knockout pretty much. So Cape at 7,900 is something to look at, but he'll have to be the first person to knock out Pantoja. But I like Pantoja. I like Pantoja. Just, go to your game plan of taking this to the mat. Such a big advantage if he does. So give me Pantoja here, but Cape's somebody to definitely keep an eye on.
Nice. Before I do my breakdown, NJ81 faux show as far as Stamann being a minus 500. Why even play this? Yeah, no doubt, brother. We definitely are only talking about DraftKings right now. I don't remember who said it. Somebody said it Aldo did. Aldo said, this is strictly DK. We said that at the beginning. We're only talking DraftKings right now. If you want to catch our picks, our sports betting talk, that's tomorrow night on Talking Hands, 9 p.m. Eastern. Same place right here. So for sure, we will be touching on that, on who to stay away from, because in my opinion, there's a lot of inflated lines on this card, and I will be touching on it tomorrow. So let's see. We got Millie said he's on Cape. He's from Horizon. So shout out to the chat, boys. Let's get on to this next one. Next up, we got I'm right there with you. I haven't watched a lot of tape on Cape. So I didn't mean to rhyme that, but there you go. But if Pantoja comes in, does what Pantoja does, can find the way, he has a magnet to getting people's back, throwing the body triangle on, I could see him winning a sub. But if Cape comes out and he's got them hands and Pantoja decides to throw with him and don't go to his bread and butter, it could be a bad no-no for Pantoja. Pantoja coming in 8,300, Cape 7,900. If you have watched a lot of tape on Cape and you think that he has a chance of finishing Pantoja, you said if Cape was going to win, it was going to be by KO, right, Brady?
Yeah, but the problem is Pantoja's never been knocked out. And once you go into tape, you're going to see there is a clear as day path to victory for Pantoja. It's just, does he want to use it? Does he want to get it to the mat? So kind of tricky fight, but I think it's something you want to target from both sides here. Someone's getting finished, I believe.
Oh, there you go. So play it from one side. Pantoja 8,300. He gets a takedown. He gets a whatever path to finding that back and getting that neck. He's choking him out. 8,300. It's a nice play. So that Chazon or Run No fight is canceled. So let's get on to this main event of the evening. I know you're sad about that being canceled, right?
Oh yeah, man.
I know you are, brother, because you don't have nothing going, do you?
Nope.
Let's see. In the co-main event of the evening, we got the young man, as in the old man, Big Frankie Edgar coming in, facing Mr. Sandhagen. What you think about it, Brain?
I have close to no interest in this fight from a DraftKings perspective. Sandhagen 9,400 when we have cheaper guys like Devontae Smith, Mike Rodriguez, Valiev.
He ain't paying that 94 on.
No. I mean, he's not. Maybe he gets a first-round knockout, but really, how likely really is that? So, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to be playing Sandhagen all that much, if any Sandhagen really. If I was to play anybody, it probably had to be the Edgar, because I know he's a big underdog. I think Sandhagen's minus 400 for some reason, but Edgar's path to victory is there. Sandhagen has a 30% takedown defense, and I know Edgar is 39 years old, but the path to victory is there. Good takedowns. He has really good wrestling, but going to stay away from this one for the most part. But I will actually have some Edgar at 6,800. I feel like he has a path to victory. I would not be shocked if he got takedown. So Edgar's somebody I'm looking at. But as for Sandhagen, 9,400, no way. That's too steep.
Yeah, no. As far as DraftKings, Sandhagen is a total fade. That's right, 9,400. Unless he hits him with a spinning wheel kick, and Frankie has lost all fight IQ and goes into the wheel kick and jumps up and throws his chin out to get caught, he's not paying that 9,400 off. He might win. Sandhagen might win like a squeaky decision. I think this is going to be a fight that is going to be like that Munoz fight, that it could be like you could think, oh, Sandhagen's probably got this, and then all of a sudden they raise Frankie Edgar's hand because he's Frankie Edgar, but also how Frankie Edgar fights. You said Sandhagen doesn't have the best takedown defense. If you know that, I know that. Mark Henry knows that. Frankie Edgar knows that. So we might see Frankie come in and try to get a couple takedowns. He's got to be careful in the guard. Sandhagen has tricky triangles, tricky arm bars. But I think Frankie's smart enough to where he can stay out of that. I'll give you my pick tomorrow. But right now, especially at that 6,800, I think it's going to go to a decision. But for a punt play, right now, I think Edgar's the only one you can play out of these two right here. So
I agree.
I'm going to go Frankie. So let's see here. We got a main event, boys. We got Drago. We got Volkov coming in facing the Reem. What you think about it, Brady?
Yeah, so this is a fight I want to play both sides. Obviously, heavyweights, both guys, finishers. Volkov has finished 75% of his wins, 66 by knockout. Overeem has finished 89% of his wins. This fight's like minus 350. Fight doesn't go to decision, something like that. So I do expect it to finish. Some things that are pretty important to note. Overeem has been finished 14 times by strikes, kind of a chinny fighter there. And Volkov doesn't have like crazy power, but he's a decent finisher. Got to finish his last fight against Walt Harris with a nice body kick there. This is a kind of a tough fight to pick, but I do like the Volkov side. Kind of went back and forth at first, but what I looked for was, Volkov off his back. I know he got taken down 14 times by Curtis Blades, but I really liked seeing him get up, not take much damage on bottom. And against Werdum, he got taken down, did not get submitted, which was a big thing there. Werdum's really good on the mat for the heavyweight division. And Volkov is a brown belt in BJJ. And the thing with Overeem, watching his past couple fights, he is going to takedowns more, which I do think he's going to need that in his fights. But watching the Rosenstruck fight, after having kind of a takedown heavy game plan when he had 2 takedowns in that fight, in that 5th round, he was like dead tired. And against Sakai in his last fight, he was able to take down Sakai, wear him out. But Sakai was like absolutely gassed in that fight. Against Walt Harris was absolutely gassed in that fight. And the thing about Volkov is he's not going to be gassed. We saw him go 5 hard rounds with Curtis Blades and look really fresh in that 4th and 5th. Volkov has really good endurance for the heavyweight division, really good volume. And I'm not liking what I see from Overeem, especially as of late, where he's shelling up, backing up against the cage, getting hit and trying to wear out his opponents. And that could work out against a Walt Harris, against the Sakai. But Volkov has a better gas tank than those two by far. So kind of leaning on the Volkov side, but it's really hard to completely count out Overeem with the run he's been on as of late. So both sides for me here. More so on the Volkov side, but I'll for sure have some Overeem at 7,600. I think both are good plays. I'm not going to be 100% owned combined on this fight, but I will have a decent amount of it.
Nice. Before I dive deep into that one, Big Show wants to know, Brady, when you going to plunder with us, bro? We're pretty much the best plunderers in the world, bro.
Are you really?
Yeah, bro. Pretty much.
I mean, hopefully soon when I get some free time for sure.
I know. Hey, slow down on that fucking NASCAR, bro.
It's addicting.
Slow down on fucking NASCAR and come play a real man's game. All right?
I got you.
That's right. No, hey, you can check Big Show. I don't know. I said it earlier in case you missed it on Twitch at Pub Sports Radio, all one word. Best plunderer in the world. Loomis says, how does Overeem defend the body kicks and the head at the same time if he don't land a lucky punch? I see him getting beat up bad. If Overeem loses, does he retire? Loomis says. We're on the same page, but on just slightly off. Like, I think that Volkov is definitely probably the best striker that Overeem's fought in a while, but Overeem is one of the best technical strikers in the UFC, and little stuff that you don't know, that I don't know, that everybody else don't know, little inches and little centimeters, little angles, learning how, knowing how to slip just out of the way for something, knowing how to come in orthodox, switch to southpaw to confuse somebody and do some stuff. And he's not known for his wrestling. He's not known for crazy just D1 wrestling, but he's great in the clinch, great knees, which Volkov is too. But I could see Volkov likes to engage the clinch. And in the clinch, I'm going Overeem all day, bro. Like, in the clinch, Overeem all day. Like, knees, elbows, and he has those outside trips. The only thing that worries me is his gas tank to say. And like you said, how he'll go up against the cage and he'll just shell up. and let fighters tee off. And if you let Volkov just tee off, Volkov, like Loomis says, has those big round kicks to the body, big knees up the middle, and and normally Volkov comes out, has a lot longer reach. Both these guys have 80-inch reaches. Even though Volkov's a lot taller, Overeem has a good reach too. So I don't see this finishing. I see this going to a decision, and I kind of see I'm more on the side of it is closer than I was earlier in the week. I was all on Overeem earlier in the week. The closer I get to it, it is more of a pick 'em. I am a little bit worried because Volkov's not Walt Harris. Volkov isn't those other people. He is a contender and he has a good guard. But I see Overeem finding a way to get inside and get a clinch takedown, find a way, get on top. And then with Drago, he's going to be trying to use his long legs to throw up triangles. And it's going to be hard to catch Reem in that. And Reem is going to be bringing those elbows down, big ground and pound, getting in positions that Volkov can't submit him in because Overeem has all the experience in the world. So, and what's Overeem's price?
76 and Volkov's 86.
Okay, so Overeem 76. He scored 104, 126, 60 in a loss that he should have won but got knocked out at the last second. And then 114 against Olenek, 108. So my man's been on a roll, like you said. Not against the best competition, but my pick is Reem, and I'm not going to lock him in, but I might play him in a lineup or something like that just to play him because I know probably a lot of people will be on Volkov. I haven't heard a whole lot of people be on Reem. So, what up, Connor Mack? So, yeah, no, boys. So we were going to give you 2 apiece, but Brady gave you 4 earlier. So we got Smith, Rosa, and who were the other 3 you said that were up there? Stamann.
I like Stamann. I like this 9K range a lot. Stamann, Mike Rodriguez, probably Stamann and Mike Rodriguez and Smith are 2 I like up there. Some underdogs I really like is going to be Ode Osbourne, minus 220 favorite at 7,800. I think that Clay Guida has a good chance at 7,400. So just plays like that I'm really into. And then, of course, I want to target the fights that are going to finish, like the Smith James. I think that the Ferreira Dariush fight is going to be important to target. And then that Pantoja and Cape fight is going to be good to target as well.
Very nice, very nice. All right, boys. Connor Mack likes the Reem. Nice. BSP out here in these streets. All right, boys. So that's a new format. DraftKings DFS Thursdays. Picks, predictions, sporting bets. MyBookie.ag. Tomorrow, Talking Hands. 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can catch the tag team right here, there, and the VPP and the El Presidente of the crew, Jeff Slaughterhouse, tomorrow night on Talking Hands, breaking this down, telling you any picks and plays, money lines, any props, any parlays, anything like that is going down tomorrow. Then, of course, Saturday, you can catch us live for the whole event from start to finish. Also, one last thing. We just started a new little channel, boys. It's called Pub Culture Radio. This is where we're going to be covering things like professional wrestling, acting goofy, just going crazy out, doing character stuff over there. Preston's coming out with a horror movie type of content, so you know how Preston can give you that content. Nikki's going to start doing a round table where he brings people in and y'all just shoot the breeze. And it's kind of, I don't know how he's going to do it. It's Nikki's project. He's going to hold it down and we're going to support him. And he might be doing it tonight. So if y'all want to continue this conversation, but more of a free flow conversation, even come into the stream, shoot the breeze with Nikki and the boys, type in Pub Culture Radio, hit that subscribe button, because Nikki's probably going to be going live there tonight. So you know how Nikki is. He wants to interact with everybody. Probably going to be doing some shoeies and who knows what's going to be going on over there. So make sure you type in Pub Culture Radio. If you're not already subscribed, slide over there. Show the boy Nikki some support tonight. So, Brain, why don't you let people know what you got going and where they can find you, bro?
Yeah, you can find me on Twitter, DFS_numbers, YouTube, DFS by the numbers. I posted my full card breakdown prediction, some DraftKings videos as well. I'm doing a betting breakdown on Saturday. And then, of course, tomorrow I have my live stream at 7 on my channel, and then a live stream here on Pub Sports at 9, Talking Hands.
Very nice. And we want to give shout out to all the sponsors, bulksupplements.com. If you're looking to bulk up, visit www.bulksupplements.com. Enter promo code PubSports to get 5 to 10% off your first purchase. Also, Built Bars. Go to builtbars.com. Use promo code PubSports for 20% off your first purchase. And I don't have a read yet for Manscapes, but boom, they sent you boys them razors that don't be clipping your nuts and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Hey, those things are the real deal, bro. They're the real deal. They got some nice lotions, some nice ball toner for the, to keep your lady friend nice and ready. So if you want to go support them, go over there to Manscaped and use code PubSports. We will be getting a read for them soon. And hey, their boxers are fire too, boys. I don't know like y'all, but I don't like mine riding up. They fit you, boy, just right. So shout out to you, Manscaped. But yeah, no, you can find me on Twitch at Mo PSR right there. Trying to start doing more work, doing more streams. Probably going to do a stream on there tomorrow and probably Saturday. So make sure you go over there on Twitch. Go over there, Mo_PSR. Follow your boy. We're going to be continuing that Madden game. That hey, fuck boy down there. Just so you know, since you didn't show up to the stream, I think you got a couple touchdowns and some yards. You look like a beast, but you got -4 points now that I got to take off because you didn't show up in the stream.
Oh, you got to let me know.
Hey, bro, yeah, it's called social media.
I haven't been on lately.
Yeah. No, it's all good. All right, yeah, no, I'll let you know next time, bro. All right, yeah, guys. So, yeah, if you're on the Madden team and you don't show up, you can get replaced. You can get your position replaced. If you show up in the stream, you get +5 on your stats wherever you want it. If you don't show up to the stream, you get -4. So that's how it goes. But Brady, you're like a 95 overall. You can afford to get -4. Yeah, you're all good. But all right, boys, shout out to the chat for taking the time to rock with us. Like I said, Pub Culture Radio. Nikki's probably going live over there. Y'all know it's going to be a free-for-all, so go over there, support Nikki. If you're not subscribed here, hit the subscribe button. We got content coming from here all weekend. Super Bowl coverage, UFC, you name it, we do it. So for the brain, this is your boy Mo. Till next time, we're out. Peace.